You just switch the cross of your legs. Yeah, you can adjust your thighs and clarify your buttock bones so you really feel like you can sense the buttock bones. Move the inner thighs down. Just make sure that your knees are the same level or a little bit lower than your hips, but definitely not higher. And then just bring your hands onto the thighs. That's it, right in the center there. So your elbows are right under the shoulders. And then just see if you're like most of us, the shoulder kind of goes forwards. This part of the lung, it kind of closes. So we have to take this outer shoulder back. It's like a clothes hanger, right? So you have to get that shape when you're putting your clothes in the closet there. So get your outer shoulders back and then get that feeling of the back armpit coming to the front armpit and just place the crown of your head directly above your pelvic floor. And there's a lifting there from the base of your spine all the way up. Look straight forwards from the outer corners of your eyes. Settle your attention and then close your eyes. Remove any glasses and flow your attention. Turn your attention to your breath. Really feel the exhalation helping you to release whatever needs to be released so you can be fully here. Sometimes we're just partially here. We're kind of preoccupied or distracted by something in the past or the future. So feel that invitation like you heard those beautiful church bells calling you to yoga, calling you to the quest within. Most of the time, we're on that quest without. And sometimes we get deceived thinking that we can find what we're really looking for outside of ourselves. That happens to all of us. And then we're reminded, oh, it doesn't really bring us lasting peace or fulfillment. And so we come back. We come back to that inner quest. Because right here, right now, that peace, that sense of fulfillment, that sense of openness, that sense of wholeness and completion is right here. It might be covered by thoughts of the mind, by situations that you're dealing with. But if you look really closely, if you inquire, which is called Atma Vicharya, you self-inquire, you'll see over and over again that there's a wellspring of peace right here, no matter what's going on. Bring your hands to your heart center and connect a little bit more with your inhalations. See if after losing that hour of rest, if you're feeling a little bit fatigued physically or mentally. We know that when we're tired, our emotions are a little bit off balance, or they can be, and we can be a little bit more reactive. So just notice what you're working with as you begin your yoga practice today. And as you inhale, lift your breastbone upwards. As you exhale, really sit down with your buttock bones and thighs. As you inhale, raise the sides of your trunk upwards. And as you exhale, bring again those outer shoulders back. Just see if even as we're sitting here, they started to slightly drop forward. And as you bring the outer shoulders back, move the shoulder blades down and into your back body and move your dorsal spine towards your breastbone. Highlight your breastbone, highlight the chest region. Give your attention to your chest and then into that chest space. Relax your facial skin, relax your tongue and your jaw. Let your eyes become quieter and drawn back. Your ears draw in. And just rest that chitta vritti, the turnings in the consciousness, into the heart. And you'll find that the heart is always compassionate. It's not judging, it's not expecting, it's just welcoming. It's a beautiful phrase. The door of the temple is always open, no matter how you are. You come as you are. And that's how it is for your heart. You just bring your head, whatever your challenges or troubles might be, into the heart and receive compassion. Please join myself and all of us for 3 ohms and the chant to Patanjali. Yogena chitasya padena vacham malam sharirasya yavaityakena yopa karutam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram Shankha Chakra Sitarinam Sastra Shisham Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om. Raise your chest upwards, bow your head downwards. Release your hands to your thighs with your palms up. Raise your head and gradually open your eyes. Extend your legs forwards. Hi, Jennifer, come on in. And then we're going to start in a version of Adho Mukha Virasana, child's pose or downward facing hero's pose. So just put your blocks at the medium level. I'm recommending the wooden or the cork blocks today. If you have the foam, it should be fine for now, but I'm recommending the harder blocks for today. So have the blocks at the top of your mat, which for you guys is the orange wall side of the mat. If you need a blanket for your knees, of course, make sure to have a blanket for the knees. Okay, and then you just sit on your feet. The knees are apart. The knees are wide enough that you can feel your ribs against your inner thighs. However, if you're stiffer, it's fine to go wider, okay? And then you just bring your forehead onto this bolster and your hands onto these blocks. So this is Adho Mukha Virasana with support. If for some reason the blocks feel too high or too low, you can adjust that. Yeah, that's fine. Good. Yeah, take any support you need under the knees or the shins. Take any support you need between the hips and the feet. The arms should be straight, so you might have to move your blocks further forwards or your hips further backwards. Make sure your head is resting. Elizabeth, turn the bolster sideways. So it's going to be sideways, so it comes under your forearms. Yeah, because the bolster in this way, it teaches you if you feel your elbows pressing down into the bolster, you know that you need to lift the inner elbows up. As you press the inner hands down into those blocks, lift the inner elbows up. They still might be touching the bolster, right? But you have to lift the forearms up. Turn the tops of your arms out. And as you press into those blocks, move your hips back. Really send your hips back. Bring your outer hips down towards your outer ankles. And even feel your abdomen draw back. The abdomen draws back. And then lengthen the sides of the trunk further forward. Maybe walk your hands a little bit further forward on those blocks. And make sure your head feels like it's resting. The front brain, that thinking brain, is just resting there. And then see where your breath goes. A lot of times in this pose, the breath can be directed a little bit more towards the back body. So see if you can feel any breath. Of course, the breath doesn't go into your lower back, but energetically, you might feel some spaciousness there. You can feel like the energy. In yoga, it's not just the physical breath, it's the prana that is related to the breath. Other cultures call it chi. So it's chi and prana are synonymous. So see if you can feel that energy, that prana, that chi in your lower back, in your middle back, in your upper back. Move the dorsal spine in and see if you can bring your breastbone a little bit closer to the floor by pressing the shoulder blades into the back and pulling, reaching, extending the breastbone away from your navel. So your front body is really long. That looks really good, Gabriel. Good. Okay, and then just bring your hands onto the bolster. Come up for a second. That's it. And move these blocks down one level. Keep them as wide as the mat. Move your bolster to the side and take downward dog with your hands on the blocks. Make sure that your blocks are not going to slip. Make sure that your blocks are as wide as your mat. So look and see how my blocks are as wide as the mat. Place your hands, check and see that your blocks are not going to slip. Like I said, I recommend the harder blocks. The foam blocks kind of put extra pressure on the wrists, but I'll leave it to you. If it feels okay, you can work with those. Otherwise, the harder blocks will work better. The cork or the wood. Don't just see if you can move your feet further back. One thing to see, if your heels come really easily down, it's probably a sign either that you're super open in your calf muscles or hamstrings, or more likely that your downward dog is too short. So you have to walk the feet further back. And then you still might be able to get the heels down, but it's a slight bit more of a struggle or a fight. And make sure that your feet are at least as wide as your shoulders, but feel free to take them wider. And then just feel your elbows. Feel the elbows firming in. Can you still feel like the undersides of your forearms lifting away from the floor? Turn the tops of your arms out and feel the connection of your arms and your shoulder blades into the back. What you looking for, love? You. Here, you can use these longer ones there. Yeah, that's it. Exactly, right? And then feel your kneecaps and lift them. Lift the kneecaps. Yes. And press the thighs back and pull your hips back. That's it. See how it's feeling. Keep pulling the hips back. If you need to come into child's pose at any time, feel free to do that. Let's come back into child's pose. But now, once you're back in your child's pose, you'll be without the support, right? You'll be without the support. So inhale. As you exhale, come back down into your child's pose. And now you can move the blocks to the side. And just feel the difference now. Can you still feel the palms pressing, especially the inner hands, but the undersides of your forearms lifting, the inner elbows lifting, tops of the arms turning out. Take your knees wide enough that you feel a relationship between your inner thighs and your rib cage, your side ribs. Move your hips back, feel a relationship between your hips and your feet. Take any props you need, of course. That's it. Okay, and then just come up for a second. We're going to do Parsva. So look how it looks. You can use one of these blocks, or you can just use your hand on the fingertips. I just bring this over and I'm turning my abdomen this way. So I'm turning, so it's called Parsva. And you have to press this down because this side of the body that you're turning to, it has to lift up. And at first you can even look because the head naturally wants to turn. But then once you get your turn, you can come down. But notice how this arm is not crossing over. I'm not crossing over the leg, okay? So come up. You can use a block or your fingertips. Walk your hands forwards and then go over to the right side. Go to the right side. That's it. Keep your left arm closer to the right side of your sticky mat, but keep your left arm still on the inside of that knee. Bring your right hand out to the side on your fingertips or use a block there and turn your head even, everything turns. Turn your abdomen, turn your chest, everything turns, that's it. And with your right fingertips, lift up the right ribs. That's it. Your head is off the floor at this point. Good, now maintain that turn and then bring your head straight, your head and your neck straight, and then extend your right arm. Extend your right arm and keep your hands about as wide as your shoulders. So straighten your right arm now. Bring your right arm forward, right arm forward. Yeah, that's it. And you're in Parsva, Adho Mukha Virasana. See if you can feel the lower abdomen turning. Good. Now come back to the center and then go over to the left side. Go over to that left side. And walk your right hand closer to the left side of your sticky mat, but keep your left arm on the inside of that right knee. Of course, go wider with your knees as needed. Bring your left hand out to the side on your fingertips or a block or both. Keep reaching from that right hip. Don't let your right hip come up. Look to the left. Let everything kind of turn, your abdomen, your ribs. Press your left fingertips into the floor so your left arm is bent. Lift those left ribs up. Good. Now turn your face back towards the floor and extend your left arm. Parsva. Keep that right hip releasing down. Keep turning the abdomen from the right side to the left side. That's it. Good. Now come back to Adho Mukha Virasana, arms forwards. And it's a perfect measurement, right, for downward dog. So straighten your arms, press your hips back, and see if you, when we did that Parsva, if you got any more extension on the sides of your trunk. Breathe into your side ribs. Whenever we do something, see if you can find more breath or more prana, more energy flowing in that area. Yes, and then keep your hands right where they are. Do not move them back as you come up onto the hands and the knees. Keep your hands there, downward dog, without the blocks. And again, take your feet as wide as your shoulders or wider as needed. Lift up your heels and press your inner hands down. Firm the elbows like you're creating space in the elbow joints. I never recommend having the hands on a blanket. It's always better to have them on a sticky mat. Okay, then I'll give you something that you can use for that. So once you have the arms connected, see if you can lengthen the hips up and back, away, and then lift your legs up with your heels lifted. See if you can get more extension, lifting those legs up, like fit your legs into your hips. And then inhale, press the thighs back and reach the heels back and down. Yeah, you can use this for your shoulder. That might feel better, a little slant board. Put your hands here. Yes, and see if that feels any different or better. Okay, so just even fold your sticky mat. Fold your sticky mat and see if that helps, because you're looking for some elevation. Good. Okay, and then walk your feet forward to the center of your mat. And you have your blocks there. Bring your feet as wide as your sticky mat and come to concave back. So use your blocks under your hands at any level in order to get your dorsal spine in away from the ceiling. Look all the way up at the top of the orange wall. Yeah, so look all the way up. Feel the pose, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward dog. Come on your fingertips, whatever props you're on, and then shift your hips forward. Shift the hips forward so your hips are right over the ankles. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to give you a chair there, Gabriel. Pull the breastbone forwards. You could bring these hips further forward, Thomas. Yeah. See if you're more in your heels or more towards the front of the heel, right where the heel turns into the arch. That's where you want to be. Good. And then inhale and then exhale. Either take your hands out to the sides and flow your trunk down, or take your hands forward. Walk your hands forward if you have back sensitivity or bone density concerns today. And whatever hand position you have, make sure it's relaxed. If you're on your fingertips, so be it, but make sure that you feel relaxed. It's not a tension in the fingertips. If your hands are still on blocks and you take them out to the side, you probably can move the blocks lower once the head is down. Yeah, those of you walking the hands forward, you're just pulling back, straighten those legs. Take your heels a little bit wider. Some of you can even bring your palms flat to the floor. Palms flat to the floor there. That's it. Good. Okay, now come back to concave back. And then bring your hands onto your hips, reach the chest forwards, and then come up. Most of you know I had a surgical procedure on Tuesday, so I'm not going to be doing everything full out today because I'm still recovering from that procedure. So I'm going to have Sydney, who's in the teacher's training. She's going to helping me with the demonstration. So we're going to do Parsva Uttanasana. So take your feet about hip distance apart. That's it. Okay, and then you bring your hands to the hips and watch as she comes down. Can you guys see at home? I hope so. So come down into Ardha Uttanasana, concave back Uttanasana. Okay, bring your hands down. And so shift, yes, you can use blocks, whatever you need. And then we're going to do what's called Parsva. Parsva, just like we did Parsva Adho Mukha Virasana. So watch as she brings the left hand onto this outer ankle. Yes, but notice that she doesn't change the hips. So she has to take this inner thigh back and this outer shin back, and then this block can go out to the side. Yes, and she has that, and she's turning the abdomen, and she's looking back between the arm and the leg. That's called Parsva. The challenge is not to turn the hips, to turn the abdomen. Okay, so let's do that together. Thank you so much, Sydney. Get ready, Parsva. So everybody, you can bring your feet hip distance if that's available to you. Otherwise, bring your feet mat distance again, mat distance. Yeah, okay, so bring your hands to the hips, roll your shoulders back, make sure that the outer edges of your feet are parallel, and then come down, reaching the breastbone forwards. Look forward as you come down, come to concave back. Use any props that you need, you were just doing it. Concave your back, make sure that your hips are not hanging back in the heels. Yeah, come forwards, and then bring your left hand onto your outer right ankle, and then bend your right elbow out to the side. You can move your hand and your block out to the side. You might be able to lower the block. That's it. And then look back between your right leg and your right arm, but don't let your hips turn. See how the hips are turning? You can just keep your left hand on that chair. Just keep your left hand on the chair. Yeah, that's it. And turn. So you have to move the inner left thigh back and the outer right thigh back. Turn your abdomen from left to the right. And then see if you can bend your right elbow further out to the side and bend your left elbow further down. And you can kind of pull. You can pull on that right ankle, can't you? To go a little bit further down. Very good. Now come back to concave back. Lift your chest. Make sure that your legs are straight. Take your legs wider if your hamstrings are screaming. And then bring your right hand onto the outer left ankle. Bring your left hand out to the side. Inhale, and then flow downwards. Don't let your hips turn. Take that inner right thigh back, outer right thigh back. Keep the pelvis level. There's a firming of the outer hips. Turn your navel from right to left. Keep the legs straight. And then see if you can bend your left elbow further out to the side, and then bend your right elbow downwards. Yes, that's it. Keep taking that outer right thigh back and the inner left thigh back. Good. Now come back to concave back. Lift your chest. Look upwards. That's it. And then once again, take your hands either forwards as needed or out to the sides. And some of you, if you're going down, you can hold your ankles. Hold your both ankles. Hold from the outsides. Even bring your thumbs around to the back of your ankles or your heels and pull downwards. Keep your hips right over the ankles. Inhale, feel the abdomen draw back. Draw your legs up. Inner thighs back, outer hips in, and then flow down. If your hands are forward, just flow back from the hands to the hips. Good. Now, everybody come back to concave back. Lift your chest. Bring your hands onto the hips, and up you come. That's the way. Very good. Okay, so have one of these blocks in between your feet at, again, that medium level, like we did when we were putting our hands on the blocks for Adho Mukha Virasana. So stand, and then stand in Tadasana. See how those opening poses kind of feel. Settle back into that front heel area. Lift up your kneecaps. Make sure your thighs are back. Turn your palms to face your outer hips, and then draw your outer hips away from your hands. And move your shoulder blades in. Reach up through the crown of the head. That's it. Now interlace the fingers in front of your chest. Turn your palms forwards and raise those arms up. Raise those arms up. Keep the thighs back, outer hips in. Pull your rib cage up off of your pelvis without letting your back ribs drop. That's it, Marie. Very good. Squeeze those outer arms in. Bring your arms down, reverse the interlace, and repeat that. So Urdhva Baddha Gulyasana. That's it. Keep the thighs back. Pull your rib cage up. Create some space there. Pull the crown of your head up. Keep rolling your outer armpits towards that orange wall. Good. And then come down. Go back to your first interlace of your fingers. Raise your arms upwards. That's it. Good. And then once you're there, inhale, keep reaching up through your wrists. Make sure your arms are straight, even if they're slightly forward. And then just take a gentle side bend. Yes, just the same place that we're opening that we did in Adho Mukha Virasana. You might have felt it in Ardha Uttanasana. Yes, that's it. Breathe into the left side body, straighten the arms. Come back to the center, bring your arms down, reverse the interlace, raise the arms back up. Pull everything up. Those of you with any unevenness in your spine, spend a little bit longer on the side where you need to have more length if you have unevenness in the spine. Inhale, and then take that side bend over to the other side. Yeah, over, I think, to this side. Yeah, unless you did this side already. Okay, yeah, you can do. Okay, good. Yes, so stay on that one side. Press the right heel down. Open up the right side body. Make sure your arms are straight. Good. And then come back and release your arms down and stand in Tadasana. And just again, notice, so after you do something, do you feel a little bit more extended on the sides of your trunk? You're looking for that sensitivity. So now everyone, we're going to come and get a chair to work with. You'll need a chair, you'll need a belt, and you'll need to turn your mat sideways also. Turn your mat sideways, and then you got to get a chair and then a belt. And Tom, if you could move a little bit further back and closer to the door, just so you're not blocking that screen there. And then so your chairs are going to be like this. In the very center of your mat, the back of the chair will be facing the orange wall. The back of the chair is facing the orange wall. Have a folded blanket as well. Yeah, that's fine. Just a simple, like a square folded blanket. This way. And you're going to put that on the chair. Okay, and then you're going to sit with the right side of your body going towards the back of the chair. So you guys will be facing away from the exit. And again, just have that medium block in between your feet, like this. But look how I'm sitting way back in this chair. Sit way back in the chair. So you feel the back of your knees in some relationship with the chair. Yeah. And you can have, those of you at home, you can have any chair as long as it doesn't have arms on it, right? Dining room chair, or arms or wheels. Can't have those. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, good. So hug the brick. If the brick feels too narrow, you can, of course, make it, one level wider. Otherwise, hug the brick with your feet in this pose. Remember how in Ardha Uttanasana, we didn't want the hips to change. So the same thing happens here. Really be aware, does one knee get ahead of the other knee? And that's going to tell you that your hips are getting uneven. So raise your arms upwards, Urdhva Hastasana, turn your palms to face each other, and be balanced on your two buttock bones. Yeah, some of you can turn the chair. You want to, well, as long as you're going to be turning to the right, you want to have the chair that way, because you want to turn to the right. I think, yeah, you guys have to turn to the right. You have to turn yours also, Jennifer and Irina, turn your chair. Yeah. And now turn towards the orange wall. So you're turning towards your right, and then bring your hands down to the sides of the chair, just like a steering wheel. Your hands should be even for this first one. Yeah, your hands are even. Lift your elbows way up Lift your elbows way up, but flow your back, upper neck muscles down. This all goes down. It combs down. And then just notice, are your knees uneven? Did your left knee get ahead? You have to draw back from that outer left knee into the hip and lengthen from your inner right thigh towards that knee. Notice if your left side of your torso is shorter. Can you notice that? So can you press that left hand down into the chair to lift up through that left side? And then inhale, start your turning. Feel the chest turning, feel the abdomen turning from the left side to the right side. And when you reach your limit, push your right hand into the chair, push it so you can get the right ribs to move back. And then with your left hand, pull the chair to the left. Pull the chair to the left. So you're pushing with that right hand. You can even open up your right fingers. Yeah, push and pull with your left hand. Look at your knees. Look at your knees on Lisa. Don't let your left knee get ahead of your right knee. That's it. And then release. Very good. We'll do that same side, but we'll do the second variation, right? So raise your arms upwards, turn your palms forwards, lock your thumbs above you. Lock those thumbs above you. That's it, unless you have any shoulder sensitivity. Now, did you come to the front of your buttock bones? Did you roll to the back of the buttock bones? Be on the center. Yes. And then lift the sides of your trunk upwards. Keep your arms extended upwards. Turn again towards the orange wall. That's it. And then you bring your left hand onto the center of the back of the chair, and you bring your right hand somewhere along the seat of the chair. Bend your right elbow, bend your left elbow, bend it. Yeah, that's it. Lift up. So the elbows have to bend to maximize that extension. And usually, most of us are more even with the second hand variation. Do you feel like you're more even on that left side? Most of the time that happens. Lift your chin so you feel like that dorsal spine starts to move in. Yes. And then inhale, lift, and then exhale with your right hand, pull yourself around. Pull yourself all the way around. With your left hand, also pull the left side of your trunk all the way around. That's it. And then release. Very good. Now move your body to the other side. So these are, it's called Bharabhadrasana in the chair. Hug the block with your feet, either the medium level or wider, as a way to keep your knees even. Raise your arms upwards, turn your palms to face each other, but sink your attention to your buttock bones. What happened to your base when you change the position of your arms? Pull, use your wrists getting pulled upwards to lengthen the rib cage upwards. Yes. And then inhale, as you exhale, turn towards the orange wall. Bring your hands down onto the chair like a big steering wheel. Yes. And then just check your knees. Did the right knee get ahead? Draw the outer right knee back as you lengthen that inner left knee forwards. Which side is taller? Do you feel a little bit shorter on that right side? So inhale, use the breath, and then start to turn as you exhale. Turn your chest. If you look down, your upper back will begin to round, and those shoulders will again come forward. So if you look upwards a little bit, that dorsal spine comes in. And then when you reach your limit, push with your left hand into the chair. You can spread your left fingers to the left ribs go back, and then draw and pull with your right hand. And as you bring the right chest forward, don't let the right shoulder come forward. Good. And then release. Very good. Same side, different variation. So raise the arms up, turn your palms forwards, and lock your thumbs that less habitual way above you. Be balanced on your buttock bones. Lift like your whole trunk lifts like a cylinder. Are you over pushing the front body? Yes. Now inhale. As you exhale, turn towards the orange wall and bring your hands down. Again, your right hand comes to the center of the back of the chair, and your left hand comes somewhere around the seat of the chair. Check your knees, check your hips. Good. Check your buttock bones. Notice how you're maybe a little bit more even on both sides. And then inhale, use the breath to help you turn. Turn your chest. Feel that left shoulder blade move in. When you reach a limit where you can't turn anymore, then use the strength of your arms. Try to pull the chair seat upwards with your left hand and pull the top of the back of the chair towards the exit. Lift your chin a little bit. That's the way. And then release. Very good. Now you can come through and step through the chair. So, and you're going to have your belt there. can have your belt over that left shoulder. Sit far enough back again so the back of the knees are in a relationship, and just bring your feet around the chair leg. So there's, you can have that, or sometimes we work this way, but today let's just go a little bit wider. So you're hugging the chair legs with your heels, pressing your thighs out. Yeah, that's fine. And then have this over that left shoulder. Make sure that your knees are right over your hips. Good. And then we'll do Gomukhasana arms. Okay, so bring your right arm out to the side, internally rotate the arm and bring it onto your back. See what you're dealing with. Stay lower if you have any shoulder sensitivity. But did this side of your trunk shorten when you did that? So that same thing, this has to lift, the outer shoulder has to go back. Then you can use this hand to help that right hand up your back, right to the dorsal spine or thereabouts. And then raise this left arm up, keep reaching it up, pull the wrist upwards, roll your outer armpit forwards, keep your elbow really close to your head as you hold onto the belt or you hold onto fingers. Some of you will have your elbow way forwards like this. Yeah, just as long as it's not out to the side. Now go down to your buttock bones. Hug the chair with your feet, press your thighs out, lift up through the sides of your trunk. That's the way. Very good. And now inhale. As you exhale, start to turn to your right. Turn to the right. Make sure your knees are right over the ankles. Yes. And then let go of the belt or your fingers. Bring your left hand onto the back of the chair and bring your right hand onto the seat of the chair, somewhere behind your left buttocks. Is your head dropping down? Just notice if your head drops down. Bring your dorsal spine in. Hug the chair with your feet and press the thighs out. Inhale, lift upwards. Bend your left elbow way forwards. Have it above the chair. Bend your right elbow backwards. Use the breath. Inhale, lift. Now see if you can move your left hand further to the right and move your right hand further to the left. Turn all the way back around here. Those of you at home, I'm coming to the back corner of the room. So just turn towards your back corner, revolve, and use your breath. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. But make sure that you're doing that without aggression, without any aggression, and then release. Very good. Come back and put your belt on your other shoulder. Sit far enough back in the chair that your knees are right over the ankles. Bring your left arm out to the side, internally rotate, and then can you bring your hand onto the back without shrinking here? So lift and roll that shoulder back. Maybe use your right hand to lift the hand higher. Raise this right arm up, pull the wrist upwards, roll the outer armpit forwards, keep your elbow really close and hold, hold. Yes, hold the belt, hold the hands, go wider and longer, of course, if there's sensitivity. Go back to your feet. So we just changed our body position. So feel the inner feet hugging the chair, the thighs pressing out, feel your buttock bones. Is your abdomen pushing forward? Lift your back ribs. You can move your back ribs into that left arm, that left forearm. Pull up through that right elbow, soften your face, and then inhale, start to turn to the left. Turn to the left. That's it. Turn as much as you can. And then let go of your hands or the belt. Bring your right arm onto the back of the chair. Bring your left hand somewhere along the seat of the chair. Yes, bend your right elbow forwards. Make sure it's lifting above the back of the chair. Bend your left elbow backwards. Hug the chair with your feet in. Press the thighs out. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, turn. As you turn, make sure that that right shoulder head doesn't go forwards. And then see, maybe you can move your right hand further to the left and your left hand further to the right. And then you're turning all the way back towards this doorway here. So revolve, use your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Feel the shoulder blades turning your chest and then release. Super good. Come out of the chair and just put your chair over here on the right-hand side of your mat. And you can have your hands here, palms flat on the chair. Make sure that all four legs of the chair are on the sticky mat. And take your feet as wide as your shoulders or as wide as the sticky mat. You have tightness, back sensitivity. If the chair feels too low, turn the chair around. You can do this one, Gabriel. Put your hands on the back of the chair. Yeah, turn the chair around and put your hands on the back of the chair if the seat of the chair feels too low for you. That looks good, Chris. Make sure that your head isn't dropping, because if your head drops, then your upper back will round. Really make that connection of what I do with my head affects my back. What I do with my legs affects my back. Because they're heavy, right? The legs and the head are heavy. So spread your toes, reach them forwards, especially the big toes. Lift up your kneecaps, move those outer shins, the skin of that outer shin back. And then press your hands down and pull your hips back away from your hands. And then walk forwards towards the chair. Stand up, stand in Tadasana, facing the orange wall. Good. Okay, and we'll do Utthita Trikonasana in different stages. So stand in Tadasana, bring your hands to the center of your chest, spread your arms and your legs, bring your feet all the way out under the hands. So the right foot is like right in between the chair legs, more or less. Turn your right leg out from the top of the thigh. If you could move your mat a little bit further towards the door there, Thomas, that's going to be even better for those folks at home. Turn your left foot in, line up your right heel with your left arch. Pull your legs up, lift your chest, inhale, and then reach your right hand onto the back of the chair and lift your left arm up to the ceiling. You make sure it's the heel of your hand on the chair. You can always pull the chair closer as needed. Good, nice, Gabriel. Press that inner right foot down, turn this leg out. Oh, this has improved a lot. Roll the outer left thigh back. Good, lift your chest. Now bring your left hand onto your hip and point your left elbow backwards. See if you can get those chair twists here in the pose. Can you roll the left elbow back? Can you roll the left shoulder back? And your whole chest starts to revolve up towards the ceiling. Your head might even turn. Yes, it turns organically, not because you're forcing your head to turn, but just turn. Yes, and then move your right hand lower, maybe to the seat of the chair, to your leg. Feel free to use a block. Yes. Get your hand as low down towards your ankle as you can without letting your top chest turn to the floor. The top chest has to turn to the ceiling. Nice, Janie. Now lift up your left arm and reach up with that left arm. Spread the fibers of your chest. Can you still feel the twist? Right ribs forwards, not right shoulder cap, right ribs, right shoulder blade. Left ribs back. Press your outer left foot. Pull yourself up out of the pose. Keep your legs straight. Turn your right toes forwards. Bring your hands to the chest, bring your arms and your legs together. Second side, so move your chair to that left-hand side. Stand in Tadasana. Bring your hands to the center of your chest, spread your arms and your legs. Bring your left foot right in between those chair legs and your right foot right under your right hand. Turn your left leg out from the top of the thigh, turn the right foot in. Feel that sticky mat under your feet, pull up through your kneecaps, lift your chest, and then inhale. As you exhale, reach over, bring the heel of your hand onto the back of the chair, lift that right arm up. Yes. If you can, move your right foot a tiny bit further back, Galia. That's it. First, your stability has to come. If you don't have stability, it's really difficult to breathe, isn't it? So straighten your legs, lift your chest, find that evenness on both sides of the trunk. Maintain that as you bring your right hand onto the hip. Now find a little bit of the chair twist. Roll the right shoulder back, roll the right elbow back. That's it. So the left chest starts to come forwards. Can you feel that, Dansha? Keep turning that left leg out. Your head might even start to turn. Pull your head away from the chest. Inhale. Maintain that. Don't let your top chest change as you bring your left hand down someplace lower. Maybe the seat of the chair, maybe to your ankle. Yes. Nice, Regine. That's it. And then lift up your right arm. Lift it up and reach your arms away from each other. Spread the chest. Nice, Geraldine. Nice, Nancy. That's it. Nice, NJ, Chris. Good. And Lisbeth, everybody at home. Good. Now press that outer right foot. Pull up through that right wrist. And up you come out of the posture. Turn your left toes forwards. Bring your arms and your legs back together. And just feel the effects. You can have your feet together or as if you still had that block in between your feet if that feels better. Turn your palms to face your hips and receive the benefits of Utthita Trikonasana. Good. Prashant Iyengar, who's the son of BKS Iyengar, who's now teaching in Pune, has a wonderful book. It's called The Alpha and the Omega. of Utthita Trikonasana. So it's a kind of important pose. Okay, so now we're going to turn towards this chair and we're going to do Parsvottanasana. Okay, we'll just step into it this way. It's not the classic entry. So stand facing your chair about 2 feet away from your chair. Bring your hands to the hips and step your right foot forward. Again, your right toes will come right in between the chair legs, more or less. Step your left leg back about 3.5 or 4 feet. Yes, and direct your left toes towards your left chair leg, the left side of the chair leg. If you feel that your back heel is not down, like Maria's doing, put a blanket under that back heel. That's it. Now raise your arms upwards. Raise your arms all the way up to get that length on the sides of your body. Without side bending, just with your left hand, hold on to the right wrist, pull it up higher. That's it. And with the right hand, hold on to the left wrist and just pull it higher. So you feel this extension. Maintain that extension on the sides of your trunk. Bring your hands to the hips. Keep your legs straight and your hips even. Bring your elbows closer together. Outer shoulders back. That's it. Look upwards from the front spine. Look upwards towards the top of the wall that's in front of you. Come halfway down. If you can take a longer distance between your legs, Dansha, do that if you can. That's it. And then bring your hands onto the chair, seat, and concave your back. Concave your back. Lift your chest upwards. Some of you, if it's available, you can bring your hands down to the chair legs. You know, everyone's a little bit more different in your flexibility level, but keep looking upwards. Keep looking upwards. If you're holding the chair legs, have your palms facing each other. Straighten your legs, even out your hips. That's it. Good. And then inhale. As you exhale, can you get that same turn of your abdomen that we did in Parsvottanasana? Turn the abdomen from left to the right. And then either move your chair forward or move your hands forward on the seat of the chair. So Parsvo, that's it. Move your chair forwards or move your hands forwards, depending on your space situation. Once you're down, straighten your legs again, even out your hips. Press the fronts of the thighs into the backs of the thighs. So just reach your hands here, and you might even want to bring your hands up here to this, to the top of the chair. But have your hands right here, both hands. That's it. Can you reach the buttock bones back towards 41st Street, especially that right hip? Are you lifting your hamstrings? Take the inner thighs back. Keep turning the abdomen from left to the right. You might even feel like your spine starts to go a little bit more over your right leg. Good. Now pull the chair closer or walk your hands back. Shift your body weight into your left leg. Bring your hands to the hips. Turn your right toes to the left. Bring your legs together. And we'll do the other side. Very nice. So stand about 2 feet away from the back of your chair, this way. And we're just going to do the other side. Yeah, return your chair to the original position. Step your left foot forward so it's right in between the chair legs. Step your right leg back. Take any support that you need under that back heel. You should have about 4.5 or 5 feet between your feet. Make sure to have heel to heel alignment. But if you need to go wider, for sure, go wider. Legs are straight. Raise your arms up. Raise those arms up. Now, with your legs straight, is your right hip as close to the chair as your left hip? And just see, is the front of my pelvis dropping? Can you lift the front of your pelvis up without dropping your back ribs? With your left hand, hold on to the right wrist. Pull it higher. Maximize that. That's it, Gabriel. And then switch. With your right hand, hold on to the left wrist. Pull it up. Good. Now maintain that. Bring your hands to the hips. Roll your shoulders back. Parallel your elbows. Lengthen your anterior spine. Look upwards. Come halfway down. That's it. Pull your breastbone forwards. Bring your hands down onto the chair seat and concave your back. Bring your dorsal spine in. Straighten your legs. Even out your hips. Start to feel the turn of the abdomen from the right to the left. And then take a different position with your hands. Either move the chair forwards or walk your hands forwards, but keep moving your hips back. That's it. That's it. So straighten your legs, press the fronts of your thighs into the backs of your thighs. It's like you're backing up. Let your head come down in between your arms. This is safe. If you have back sensitivity, just bring your hands onto the top of the back of the chair. But keeping your hands forward is safe for those of you dealing with the softer bones. Good. Now bring your hands and your chair back. Shift your body weight into the right leg. Bring your hands to the hips. Turn your left toes to the right. Bring your arms and your legs back together and stand in Tadasana. Good. So does anyone know what pose we're going to do next? Anyone? Which one? Revolve. Yes, exactly. So come and watch Sydney here. So you can keep you can use this mat. So watch what she does. Yeah, that's it. This should be good. So stand about 2 feet behind this chair, a little bit closer to the chair, and then step your right foot forward again in between those chair legs, and then step your left leg back. That's it. Good. So this is going to be the setup. Notice that she has the back of the chair on her right-hand side, because she wants the back of the chair to the side that she's turning towards. Okay, so she raises that left arm up and she gets that extension. Like you have to visualize that this is all getting extended, because when we turn to this side gets shorter. And then she comes forwards and she brings her elbow down onto the chair seat. Ah, that's it. And you can kind of hook your fingers there, and then this right hand can come here. So the first thing is your feet and your legs. So she has a nice evenness here. She's been working on this, right? Yeah. So this left hip stays back. So this hip, that's it. So the hips are even. This is all even. And then she starts to turn the chest. She brings this left shoulder forward. She starts to turn the abdomen, and she presses this hand down and she gets a nice turn. And you might even find that your head turns. That's gorgeous. How does that feel? Okay, now to get out of it, she goes into the feet, reach the left arm forward, and then she windmills the arms up and she turns and turn your right toes. That's perfect. Okay, so let's get ready for that. Thank you, Sydney. Get ready. Let's do that. Parivrita Trikonasana. Make sure that your 4 legs of the chair are on the sticky mat and the back of the chair is to your right. Good. Now step your right foot forward in between the chair legs. Step the left leg back. And again, you have the same distance as you do for Parsvottanasana. Turn your back foot out. Turn your back foot out so that your left toes are pointing towards that left chair leg. That's it. Now keep your right hand on the hip. Get your stability. Remember, if you feel wobbly in your balance, move your right foot more to the right. Just lift up just the left arm like you saw Sydney do. Pull that left wrist upwards. Inhale. Now start the turn of your abdomen as you come forwards. Bring your left elbow and forearm down. If you can't get it all the way down, build the chair seat higher with a bolster. Yeah, you can build that chair seat higher with a bolster there, Gabriel. Yeah, if your elbow doesn't come down, put your elbow on that bolster. Now, the first thing is your feet and your legs. So press your inner right foot down, your outer left foot down, firm your knees, and then ask yourself, is my left hip falling forward? Don't let it. Is my right hip falling forward? Don't let it. And it's hard to see, isn't it, Marcy? Right? So get that left hip back. Now your hips are even. Keep the hips even. Lift, inhale, push into the chair with that right hand and turn. Turn your chest. Yes. Bring that left chest forwards. Nice, Marie. There you go. Pull your head away from the chest. Keep inhaling, lifting, exhaling, turning. Press into your feet. Reach your left arm forwards and windmill your arms up out of the pose. Very nice. Okay, and then release, bring your legs together. All you have to do is turn your chair to the other side and you're good to go. Just turn your chair this way. So now the back of the chair will be on your left side. Get ready, step your left foot forward and your right leg back. Left foot forward, right leg back. Have a heel to heel alignment unless you're going wider. Straighten your legs, even out your hips, lift up the front of the pelvis. Raise your right arm up, pull it up, get that extension on that right-hand side. Inhale, as you exhale, start that turning, that parivrita. As you come forwards, bring your elbow down. Bring your left hand onto the back of the chair. The first thing is stability. Are my legs straight? Are my hips even? Is my right hip falling forward? Is my left hip coming forward? Then maintain that evenness of your hips. Yeah, you can feel with one of your hands. Lift. Pull your head away from the chest and then get that right chest to come further forward like that, Annalisa. That's it. Think of the right chest coming forward. Nice, you guys. Roll the left shoulder back. You could even use your left hand on the wall there if you wanted to, Janie. Feels really nice up on the wall. That's it. And turn. Doesn't that feel better? Yeah, that's it. Good. And then get your balance. Reach your right arm forwards and windmill your arms up and turn. That's the way. Good. Stand in Tadasana. Feel the effects. It's a powerful pose, isn't it? If you look over here, you'll see in the olden days, we used to do Trikonasana and then right into Parivrita Trikonasana. There was no Parsvottanasana, nothing else. It was just Trikonasana, Parivrita Trikonasana. And if you look in Light on Yoga, that's the order that he places. Pretty intense, isn't it? So luckily for us, we've matured enough to give our bodies a chance to come. So now come again, Sydney. So watch, a lot of you are going to be doing that again. Just face that same direction. And then you can have a block here. So step your right foot forward near the block, and then your left leg can come back. Okay? Now the next position that we learn when we learn this pose is to have the block on the inside of the foot. But some of you who've been practicing, I don't mind if you move it to the outside. She might as well. So same exact thing. You can use a chair or the block. Look how she lifts up that left arm and she starts the turn and she reaches forward. She brings the hand down to the block. She gets a sense of stability, straight legs, even hips, beautiful. Do you want to move the block over? Yeah, she can move the block over. Sometimes you even feel more stable. If you're moving it over, try to have a connection of the forearm than the shin. Do you feel that? So it's a lever, right? It's leverage. And then she rolls this back and she lifts up that right arm. Yes, and she's reaching this right wrist upwards. She's turning all of this around. Beautiful. That's it. Look at that evenness in her hips and her legs. And then again, the same thing. She presses down, she reaches the left arm forwards, and she windmills the arms up. Very nice. Okay, so some of you can go to this. If you want to try it with a brick, go to the next level. Otherwise, you're repeating with the chair. If you're doing it with the chair, you have the back of the chair on the right-hand side. Okay, so get ready. Either have a block or a chair. You can choose. Okay, that's fine. You can do Trikonasana or you can come into a restorative pose. Okay, great. Yeah, if anyone has had enough of the standing poses, you can do a restorative pose. Just come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Okay, so right leg forward, left leg back. You can have the block on the inside or the outside, or you can use the chair, and the back of the chair is going to be on the right-hand side. So raise your left arm up. Raise that left arm up. Pull it up, pull it up. Yes. Start your turn, inhale, and then start to come down. Bring your left hand onto the block or the forearm onto the chair. Good choice, Gabriel. Remember, what is happening in my feet and my knees and my hips? Inhale, lift. Some of you can move the block to the little toe side of the foot. Roll the right shoulder back, and then raise that right arm up. Nice, Marcy, an improvement, right? Turn the chest, turn the abdomen from left to the right without letting your left hip fall forward, without letting that right hip come back. Pretty good, Regine. How is it feeling? Roll the right ribs back. Good. Now get your balance. Reach that left arm forwards and windmill your arms up. Very good. Bring your legs together and we'll do the second side. Good. So just turn your chair the other way or move your block. Yeah, same thing. We're just all going to face away from the exit. Stay in that same direction. So your back will be towards the exit. So left leg forwards, right leg back. Good. Get a sense of stability. Press down through the feet. Straighten your legs, even your hips. Raise your right arm up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Yes. Start your turn. Inhale. And as you get empty, you start to come forwards. Bring your hand to the block or the elbow to the chair. Good. And then extend your legs, even out your hips, and start the turning. Some of you can move the block to the little toe side of the foot. You can see. Yeah, or fingertips is fine there, Marcy. Don't let your hips get uneven. And then raise your right arm up. Raise it up. That's it. Good, Janie. Yeah, just be on your fingertips on the wall. Turn towards the wall. You got it. Yes, turn your abdomen. Turn your chest. Nice arena. Straighten those legs. Now get your balance. Reach your right arm forwards and windmill your arms up. Bring your arms and your legs back together. Well done. Stand in Tadasana. Okay, looks like everyone made some improvement on the pose, right? Deeper understanding. Stand with your heels towards the back of your mat. Some of you will need blocks in front of you. We're going to do Prasarita Padottanasana, right? So bring your arms out and then step your feet out under your fingertips. Have your heels a little bit wider than your toes. Bring your hands to the hips. Lift up through your side chest. Roll the shoulders back. Again, lengthen your anterior spine. Come halfway down. And then bring your hands down under the shoulders and concave your back. Concave the back. Chest forwards. Good. Now inhale. As you exhale, bend your elbows and walk your hands back in line with your feet or the sticky mat and release your head down. Those of you with back sensitivity, just walk your hands forward. So your arms will be more like in a downward dog position. And then just see, if your head coming down, the head comes down from the hamstrings lifting. It's not about the head at all. It's about the workings of the legs. Make your feet less pigeon-toed there, Annalisa. Yeah, less pigeon-toed. So lift the hamstrings up and then flow the sides of the trunk down. Keep your hands and your elbows the same distance as your shoulders, fingernails forwards. That's it. Just release the head down, release the trunk down, be even on your feet. Yes. And then come back to concave back. That's it. Bring your feet closer together. And bring your hands to the hips and up you come. That's it. Good. And then you're going to come into that pose that Kim is doing. You're going to come into Baddha Konasana just for a recovery moment. Okay, so you just come and you can have a bolster under your spine. You're sitting about a fist distance, and then you have some blocks outside the legs. You could also use folded blankets if the blocks feel too restrictive. And then we're just going to raise the arms up and hold the elbows. So when you do this, you may not need a blanket under your head. Yes. So after you do a series of standing poses, when you're practicing on your own, a good thing to do after that is some seated poses or a restorative pose. But you want to have your hips on the sticky mat in front of that bolster. What's that? Uh-huh.
It hurts my ribs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
another thing to do. Okay, so just sit with your legs crossed on this bolster. Yeah. If you turn, let me try this. If you turn the bolster, see if you turn the bolster this way, because it's the scoliosis that's causing that, right?
my ribs
and your rib. Okay, so if you try a horizontal bolster. If that still doesn't work, you can have your head on this block. Yeah. Yeah. If it feels better, that's it. Yeah, the horizontal bolster always works better for any kind of scoliosis more than the vertical bolster. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Switch the cross of your arms and recover. Just take a few moments to recover. That's it. And kind of untwist, right? Yeah, keep the back of the neck long. You have to challenge yourself to get that sense of release that comes after you challenge yourself. But you don't want to overdo it. It's always a balance. Depends on what mood you're in, your personality type. Good. Now, those of you who practice headstand and you'd like to do a headstand, you're going to slowly come out of this pose and move to a wall. Everybody will be at a wall if you're doing headstand, and you can do headstand pose. If you'd rather stay here, just switch to cross legs. Just switch your have cross legs instead of Baddha Konasana legs. And you can have any position with your arms. So get ready for headstand. Make sure to move any blocks out of the way. If someone wants to hang here, if you're in the room, you can hang. Yes? No, don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Okay, so get ready. Headstand, or you're in Supta Svastikasana with your shins crossed. You might need a blanket under your head. If you can. Yeah, if you can, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Good. So headstanders, once you make sure you've got a good space, there's no blocks around you, then you can start to go up and be in your pose. this away. Good. Otherwise, you're in Supta Swastikasana, or you're hanging on the ropes there. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, it is. It's a big stretch, but you can take your feet higher. Take your feet higher. That relieves it a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. Take your feet higher. You can even like wrap your feet around the front of the belt and see if that helps. Wrap your feet around here like this, around the front. And that might make it more intense or less. How does it feel?
Better.
Okay, good. Yeah, there you go. So those are different things that you can do. Really good, Jen. Move the tip of your nose towards the right elbow. See if you can come more towards the crown of your head, Jennifer P. That's it. Those of you in, yeah, that's a whole different pose. So you want to be in this pose here with your legs crossed and the bolster horizontal. But this is a whole different energy pose. So we can't do this until the very end of the class. There's a reason, yeah, we don't do that to the very end because it makes you go more towards Shavasana and we're not quite done. Yes. What's that? You're perfectly aligned with that AC. That looks good. Kim, yeah. So you have to use your it's okay. That's okay. We'll deal with it. Bring your left elbow in. Bring your left elbow in, Thomas. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Your legs have to be extended, right? We did straight-legged poses today. So make them straight and see, maybe it comes a little bit better after those straight-legged poses. So take this right hip forward. Right hip forward. Yes. And take that inner left thigh back and then push this left big toe mound into the right big toe mound. Ah, that's it. Better. Right hip forward. Yes. And then the left big toe mound presses in. Now you're very straight. That's it. Keep lifting up those shoulders. Soften your face. Soften your breath. Good, Jen. Lean your head. Lean your legs a little bit more towards the right, Jen A, that is. Those of you with crossed legs, make sure to switch the cross of your legs. That's it. Good. That looks good. Marie and Regine. Keep your eyes softly open. Keep lifting. Are you combing the upper trapezius up? Sealing the shoulder blades in. Now prepare to come down. So keep the shoulders. That looks really good, Marcy. That's really good. Start to come down without dropping your shoulders. Those of you with crossed legs, just stretch out your legs. Just stretch out your legs. Have some softer, smoother breaths. Good. That's it. So nice, right? Just to be here and taking care of ourselves with this practice. Okay, and then come up. Now, those of you who practice handstand, you can go for a handstand or half handstand. If you're not, you can do a downward dog. Downward dog or handstand, okay? So downward dog, half handstand, full handstand, see what's feeling good for you. We're just doing one. So just, yeah, whatever you're gonna do, we're just doing one today. Those of you who are not doing that, you can do downward dog with the ropes if you want to, or you can do downward dog on your own, or you can put your hands on the wall, or just stay in the restorative pose if that feels better. That looks good, Marcy, good. Straighten the arms, handstanders. Lift your hips up. Yes, those of you in the half, yeah, that's great. Bring your feet down as low as your hips if you can. That's it, good, Regine. Roll those thighs in, scrub the heels, push the paint on the wall upwards. Yes, contain your front ribs, Jennifer P. Contain the front ribs. Yeah, you could walk your feet further back, Annalisa, and your hands further forward. Your hands might come onto Arena's mat. She won't mind. Straighten those legs. Nice. Move your chest further back, Thomas, and contain your front ribs. Yes. Okay, and then inhale. As you exhale, come down into child's pose or Uttanasana. You can rest in Uttanasana with your pelvis against the wall and your feet angled about 1.5 feet forward. So you feel like you're sitting on the wall. You can hold your elbows, otherwise be in child's pose. Switch the cross of your arms. Good. And then slowly come up. Come back to your, the position that we were in when we were doing the standing poses. Okay, so just have your mat sideways and have your chair on that same side of your mat. And have your bolster, maybe a couple of blankets nearby. You can have the blankets folded in the shape of a bolster because everyone's going to be slightly different with the height that you need. Yeah, you'll need definitely a bolster there. So this is going to be the setup, and you're going to sit in Dandasana. So some of you will sit on a bolster, and some of you will sit on a folded blanket. So you can choose the height that's going to be appropriate because you don't want to feel like you're falling back like this. You have to really feel like your lower back is lifting, and you bring the chair over your legs. Okay, so get ready for that. So sit on the very front edge of the support that your pelvis is on the front edge of the bolster, the front edge of the blanket. That's it. And let's just start with the legs about as wide as your legs about as wide as the chair legs. So you'll feel like your outer ankles will push back. Pull the chair, over your legs. Pull it over your legs, over your shin bones at least, and then kind of negotiate where your toes are on that back bar. Some of your toes will come, behind the back bar, the crossbar. Some of you will come forward to it. So bring your hands down alongside you and whatever you're sitting on and lift. And just make sure, have a bend of your elbows. Make sure that your lower back is lifting. I would sit even higher up. Yeah, make sure if you need to sit higher up, that you take enough height, that you feel like you could, like slightly tip the pelvis forward, slightly tip it forward, and then press the thighs down and lift your abdomen up. Lift your side ribs up. Now raise your arms up. Raise those arms up. Pull your wrists upwards. Keep pressing the thighs down, reaching the inner legs forwards. Good. Now come forwards. Bring your hands to the top of the back of the chair and look upwards. Look upwards. Bring your hands all the way up. Look all the way up and move your dorsal spine in. Concave your back. Bring your hands to the top of the back of the chair. Pull the chair closer to you as needed. Good. Now inhale. As you exhale, you can move the chair forwards. Move the chair forwards or just rest your hands on the seat of the chair and then start to go forwards. Go forwards. That's it. Keep your hands as wide as the chair. You can hold on to the chair legs. Move the chair forwards. Yeah, just hold on like to the joint of the chair, the legs of the chair. Move the chair as far forward as you can. Yes, and just go forwards. Keep using the chair. Yeah, that's fine. Some of you can bring your hands onto the crossbar. See where you can go with integrity, meaning that your legs are straight. Your lower back should feel like it's coming forwards and in. It's not dropping back. See if you can move the chair any further forward. Arms are straight. Arms are straight. Legs are straight. Maybe your head is resting. Maybe it's not. That's it. Good. Yeah, use the chair there, Jen A. Use the chair. Move it further forward. Move it. That's it. Past your feet. And then let your ears come down. Very nice. And then bring the chair back. Very good. And bring your right leg into Janu Shirsasana, which means that your right foot is going to come against your left thigh, just like this. So we're just doing that first stage with the right foot against the left thigh there. Sit higher if your knee is up. If your right knee is up and you can't get it to come down, if you have a knee consideration, you can also put your right foot under the left thigh. You can put the right foot under the left thigh if your knee is screaming. Yeah, otherwise you sit higher. And if your knee is still up, have something around that you can kind of slip under it as needed. Yeah, a block, a blanket will work even better. Yeah, that's it. Not under there, under this one. Yeah, that's it. Good. Maybe if you want to have it under there, that's fine too. Raise your arms up. So lengthen that right inner thigh. Yes. Until the right knee goes down. The name of the pose is Janu Asana. So that it's the head of the right knee. So press that knee down. Now, can you get the turn that we got in Parsvottanasana? Turn your abdomen and your chest so you're more centered over that left leg. Keep pulling the wrists upwards. Now come forwards and bring your hands to the top of the chair. So you bring your hands to the top of the chair, top of the back of the chair, just like you did for Paschimottanasana, and then look upwards until you feel like your dorsal spine moves in. Press your right knee down. Now, move your right hand over to where your left hand is. Yes, and bring your left hand onto the floor beside you, onto the floor. Remember how we did in Parsva Adho Mukha Virasana? Get that same turn. Turn your abdomen, that's it, turn. Bend your left elbow and lift those left ribs up. Nice. Now bring your left hand back onto the chair somewhere. Move your right hand over and go forwards. Move the chair forwards. You can hold on to the chair legs, the joint of the chair. You can keep your hands on the seat of the chair and go forwards. Nice, Kim, that's it. Keep that evenness. So the left ribs lift up, the right ribs come down. Try to keep your hands on the chair rather than holding the foot, and just move that chair forwards. Move it that's it, yes. And especially on this side, keep that length. Good, and then come back up. Bring the chair closer to you and we'll do the other side. So switch your legs, extend your right leg and bring your left leg into Janu Asana. That's it. Make sure that your left knee is down, sit higher, have something around you that you can slip under that knee. If it's still up, raise your arms. Raise those arms upwards. As you go up, press your right leg down. That's it. And then start that turn, right? You have to turn as the left knee goes down, turn the abdomen and the ribs towards the straight leg. Come forwards, bring your hands to the top of the chair and look upwards. Look upwards. Yeah, that looks good, Gabriel. That's it. Press the right leg down, press the left knee down. How is that feeling? Now move your right hand over to where your left hand is, or your left hand to where your right hand is. Bring your right hand out to the side and then turn. Press the right fingertips down, roll the right ribs back. You can even look towards the orange wall. That's it, you're still turning. Good, now maintain that and then re-extend your arms and move the chair forward. Move the chair forward. Janu Asana. Move the chair forward. Press that right leg down, press that left knee down, turn the abdomen, and feel free to stay at any stage that feels appropriate. What's that? There's a slight turn, isn't there? Like a Parsva, like we did at the very beginning of class. Can you feel that? And then come up. That's it, good. And then release. Okay, so stretch out that left leg, just sit in Dandasana, have some softer, smoother breaths. Good, now some of you can repeat that. Others of you, watch what I do. I'll try to demonstrate this. And if it feels like it's gonna be too much, I'll ask Sydney to demonstrate. So watch what I do. So now, whatever you're sitting on, you turn it a little bit towards this right side. Okay, those of you at home, I'm not going to mirror. And then this left leg comes back. So I've angled my blanket. Now my left foot is further back. See how my left heel, here's the first position, right? Here's the second position. See how it goes further back? So the heel is further back. And everyone's going to be slightly different how far that goes back. And then I bring this over my leg and I have this here. And then I'm turning this way. So I'm turning this way first, just watch. And I'm getting that leg straight. And then I bring this arm onto my chair. And I really want to get the seat of the chair up under the underarm. And then I have this blanket just as a pillow for my head and my neck. So it feels really good. So I don't have to just drop my head. And I'm getting that same turn. And I bring this arm up. Maybe this is as far as you go. Maybe you bring your hand here, or maybe you bring it to the back. And I'm turning. Parivrita Janu Asana. Okay, so there's Parivrita Trikonasana, and there's Parivrita Janu Asana. Should we try it? Let's get that. Okay, so your right leg is extended, your left leg is back. Like I said, those of you at home, I'm not mirroring. And your left heel is coming to your left groin. Your left toes are coming to your right inner thigh. Yeah, slant your props a little bit to the right. Good, now turn towards your bent knee. Bring your left hand behind you. If you're on a lot of height, have a block under that hand. Turn towards the bent knee. Turn away from your straight leg. That's it. but don't let your right leg roll in. Don't let that right leg roll in. Turn, get that turn like we've been doing. Bend the left elbow, that's it. Good. Now reach your right arm onto the chair and pull the chair close so you feel the front of the chair seat in your underarm. You feel the chair in your underarm. That's it. Good. And then once you have that, put your blanket on your right bicep, your extra blanket on that right bicep, so it's on your arm, and then hook your hand onto the chair somewhere and move your right hand further to the left side of the chair. Yes. Bend your right elbow, bring your left, now lift up your left arm, keep moving that right elbow towards the left side of the chair. That's it. Roll those left ribs back. Does it feel okay? Yeah, turn. That's it. And then maybe you can hold on to the back of the chair. Yes, reach that left arm and hold on to the back of the chair. Maybe you can't. Just keep your left arm straight. If there's any shoulder sensitivity, move this right hand further over. Bring your right hand further to the left and your left hand further to the right. Nice, Gabriel. Move your right elbow further to the left. Get your right chest to come forwards. Inhale, lift. Use your breath. You're almost there, Regine. Hold on to the chair, the back of the chair. Turn yourself up towards the ceiling. Yes, roll back. There you go. Make sure that you're breathing. Nice, you guys. And then release. Okay. Stretch out that left leg. Turn your props that you're sitting on the other direction. And we'll do the other side. How did that feel? Was it okay? Yes, it's a nice way to do the pose. Yeah. Can you feel that nice opening it gives you on one side? Okay, so bend your right knee and your right heel comes to your right groin. And your right toes come to the left inner thigh. Turn towards the right, towards the bent knee. Turn away. So you want to like turn almost all the way around. So your whole spine, you know, in the classic pose, your spine kind of rests on your leg. We're modifying it with a chair. Good. Now bring the chair close enough to you that you can feel the front of the chair in your underarm. And then put your blanket on your bicep. That's it. And just bring your right hand onto the hip for a moment and see if you can move your left hand further to the right side of the back of the chair. Even move your right elbow further. So, that's it. Getting that left chest or that left chest forwards. Good. And then raise your right arm up. That's it. Maybe this is as far as you go. Turn and then see if you can extend that hand. There you go, Marie. Good. Press your left leg down. Press it down. How you doing, Janie? Okay. Otherwise, just keep the arms straight. Use your breath. Walk your left hand to the right. Walk your left hand to the right. Press that left elbow down. That's why the blanket will be good under your head there. And then turn. Roll the right ribs back. Yes. Nice. Turn your abdomen, turn your chest. Use the chair like you're turning your whole spine over that left leg. See if you can breathe. These look good, everybody at home. Okay, good. And then slowly come up. Nice, Nancy. And release. Very good. One more time, Paschimottanasana. So straighten out your blanket there. Bring the chair over your legs. Now, some of you can have your legs together. I don't mind. Some of you can have your feet hip distance apart. Raise your arms upwards. Raise those arms. Pull the wrist upwards. Do you feel like your lower back is lifting or falling back? It has to be lifting. Please take care of your lower back. Take your legs wider if you have stiffness. Come forwards. Bring your hands to the top of the chair. Look up. That's it. And then just rest your forearms on the seat of the chair. Those of you who can go lower, you can put a bolster over your shin bones and rest your forearms on top of your shin bones. Yeah, if you can go lower, that's fine. So you can see how there's different stages. I'm really a fan of working in stages because it gives everybody something to do. Press your thighs down. Keep lengthening the sides of your trunk. Make sure your head is resting now after all of that standing and forward bending work that we did today. That's it. Good. And then slowly come up. Very nice. Okay, and then Sydney, come over here. Watch Sydney. lie down here with your shoulders here and your head comes there. And your feet come up on this chair. So notice she has an open blanket, like shoulder stand size, and she has her lower legs on that chair. Move your hips more in, so just your shoulders come to the edge of that blanket, like shoulder stand. Yeah, one thumb's distance away. And then she holds on to these chair legs, and then she slowly lifts her hips upwards, and then she brings the feet more towards the front of the chair. If you feel that your feet are slipping, please get a piece of sticky mat that you can put, or even a full sticky mat. So it's Chatushpadasana to help open up that front body. Does that feel okay? The outer shoulders go down, the hips are lifting, the front thighs, and we'll do that a few times, okay? So get ready. Otherwise, if this doesn't look like it's something you want to experiment with today, just do a regular bridge pose from the floor. You can do a regular bridge, okay? Get ready. So bring your shoulders to the edge of your blanket, just like if you were doing shoulder stand. And you have, the blanket is open like a shoulder stand or shelf size. Hold on to the front chair legs and just bring your legs onto the chair. That's it. Turn the tops of your arms out. Press your outer shoulders down. Keep holding the chair and then lift up your hips. And see if you can walk your feet towards the front part of the seat of the chair. That's it, Nancy. Yeah, lift those hips. Lift the hips up. Get your shoulder blades to lift up. Get those shoulder blades. Yeah, otherwise you can just do it from the floor if that feels better. Yeah, lift the middle buttocks up. Have your feet at least as wide as your shoulders. Pull on the chair and then come down, and we'll do that again. That's it. You can move a tiny bit forwards. I'll move a tiny bit forwards and then just come slide body. That's it. One more time. Let's do that. So lift up. Yes, lift up, hold up, secure the chair. Otherwise, you can do a regular Chatushpadasana. That's it. Lift those hips. Do your hips lift a little bit more when your feet are elevated, don't they? Roll the outer thighs in. Yeah, that's it. And lift the shoulder blades up. Get up on the top of the shoulders, the very, very top of those shoulders. Super good. And then come down. That's it. Good. Now, if you'd like to do chair shoulder stand, feel free to do chair shoulder stand, get the props that you need, or you can do regular shoulder stand, either one, or you can move to a wall and put your legs up the wall. So see what's good for you at this time. Chair shoulder stand, Vipariti Karani, or classic shoulder stand. Chair shoulder stand, you're pretty much good to go. You can just open up this blanket and then have a bolster here and then put a sticky mat there right on the chair. Yeah, that's fine. Now you can do that, Danja. Doesn't that make sense? Energetically, it goes better with the end of class, doesn't it? Okay, so see what's best for you. Now is the time not to really challenge yourself too much because we've done a lot of good work. Now is the time to find an inversion that's going to help you balance everything out. Those of you, can you have some support under your hips there, Annalisa? As long as I'll give you this bolster. Just lift up the hip. Yeah, because it has a different effect. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Does that feel okay? Do you need a blanket for your head? Are you okay? Okay, good. Good. So just go up into your pose, whichever one you're doing. That's gorgeous, Regine. Really nice. And again, like we did after we came down from the standing poses, right? I said, just, recover. We were in Supta Baddha Konasana, untwist, do the same thing here. Hopefully, maybe there's a little bit more evenness on both sides of the trunk. Keep rolling those legs in. Good. Yes. I'm gonna open up your legs a little bit. There we go. Now you're more even. Yeah, that's good. Relax your lips and your face. Gabriel, bring your legs more towards your face. Ah, just a little bit, yeah. And what I like to do, hook your legs over here. I like to hold on to this joint of the chair. I'm gonna move this closer to you. Yeah, I like to hold on right there. How does that feel? Yeah, feels okay? Yeah, that's it. Now go up.
Bench blocks.
What's that?
I'm too bended here, so
You like to have a blanket there, yeah. That's fine.
oh yeah.
Better? Yeah, that's it. Good. See, you figure these things out, right? See what small adjustments you can make. That's gorgeous, Lisbeth, that you can let the energy flow. It's not about poses, it's about moving the energy, that chi, that prana, to create more health and well-being. Those of you on the chair, come into Baddha Konasana. Those of you in the classic shoulder stand, come into plow pose. You can interlace the fingers. Those of you on the chair, maybe relax your arms. Those of you in plow pose, reverse the interlace. And then those of you on the chair, hold the front chair legs, start to come down out of your posture. Those of you in plow pose, lift your arms up and start to come down out of your shoulder stand. Those of you with your legs up the wall, start to slide backwards and just rest your legs on your bolster, either in Swastikasana or Baddha Konasana. Make sure to exhale now. We exhale at the very beginning to kind of release ourselves from distractions. And now we exhale at the end of the practice to release yourself from the practice and to start to receive the benefits of making this effort. Let loose your legs, let loose your arms. So there's no sense of working, there's a sense of releasing, resting, relaxing. Soften your face, your facial skin, relax your jaw. Rest your top eyelashes and your bottom eyelashes and draw the eyeballs away from the eyelids. The most beautiful sunset. Let your head sunset into the heart, into that horizon of your heart, and let go. If you still have a bolster under your pelvis, just take it out. And then everybody bring your hands onto your body, deepen your breath. And if you have a chair, carefully bring your legs away from the chair and everybody roll to the right side. And come up to sit. Bring your hands to your heart center. Raise yourself, your chest upwards and bow your head downwards. Just acknowledge yourself, thank yourself, appreciate yourself for practicing yoga today. And remember, there is a light that never goes out, and you are that. Namaste.